first day back to school for many kids, but new rules will be in place for all districts in the state related to student discipline. A new state law is making some changes on how schools handle weapons, school threats, and expulsions. Here's News 19's Josie Frost.
South Carolina has clear guidelines for how a student can be disciplined if they bring a gun to school or threaten someone else with a weapon. But this law would change how districts deal with those cases. One of the changes in the law relates to when a student brings a gun to campus. Previously, when that happened, whether it was accidental or on purpose, they had to be expelled for 365 days under state law. Education policy attorney Jennifer Rainville is with the South Carolina Appleseed Legal Justice Center. She says under the new changes, if a student does it accidentally or unknowingly, there can be leniency.
We've had instances where students borrow a parent's vehicle and there's a firearm locked in the trunk or the glove compartment that the student didn't know about, that during a random search during the day, it's found, and that student is a good student but recommended for expulsion, and folks are like, well, our hands are tied. So this would change that part.
The bill also shifts the final decision of that expulsion to the school board rather than the superintendent. The law also requires that any student that threatens to use a weapon against someone else at the school has to be expelled for up to 1 year, but only if that threat is credible, causes disruption at the school, and appeared that the student could carry it out. Debbie Elmore with the South Carolina School Board Association says the guidelines will make it easier for districts to make decisions about discipline with clearer rules in place.
When those provisions in the new law that they added to provide factors and criteria for determining threats of violence made by students during school, how to handle those, how to determine if there are actual threats or if they were, just a student who was just saying something, right?
Now, the law also says that any student being moved to an alternative school has to be granted a hearing with their parents before a final decision can be made. Reporting at the State House, Josie Frost, News 19, WLTX.
Josie, thank you. That law is now in effect, and the School Board Association says districts are working to update their policies to match the new law.